Hey guys, welcome to another video for Anatomy and Physiology. In this video, we're taking a look at a very interesting article that I read a couple of days ago. Now, did you know, or did you hear about the guy who died from eating too much licorice? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So this guy ate a large bag of licorice a day. Now, mind you, this is black licorice that we're talking about here. So, two reasons why this article stuck out. Number one, like I said, I didn't realize that you could die from eating too much licorice. And then secondly, I hate licorice. I hate the red one and I hate the black one. I just don't like the stuff. Ever since it was offered to me in middle school and I ate it, I've just never had a liking to it. The texture is just really weird and the flavors are weird. But in any case, some of you out there might like it, and that's great. But let's take a moment real quick and discuss why licorice can actually kill you. So it gave this man what's called ventricular fibrillation, or VFib. So really quick, ventricular fibrillation, essentially, when you think about the heart, you think boom, 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 right? So it's usually beating and contracting. The muscles are contracting rhythmically, pushing blood out and bringing blood into the heart. But what will happen is that the conduction system of the heart will get thrown, out of whack. And it gets thrown out of whack because of an electrolyte called potassium. So with ventricular fibrillation, the heart will quiver, or sometimes it's been described as it being a bag of worms because of the way that it's so randomly conducting and contracting. Think of a team of rowers rowing a boat. Let's say you have 8 guys rowing a boat, and in order for the boat to go to where it needs to go in a straight line, you have the whole team has to row simultaneously in rhythm. But with VFib, imagine those rowers all of a sudden, each one of them deciding to row in their own direction randomly. So the boat will eventually go nowhere. It doesn't even go in circles because everybody's going right. You need some level of coordination to even go in a circle. So the boat just stays put and stops. So likewise, the heart will actually stop pushing blood out. Okay, it will stop. Perfusion will stop, because typically what causes the blood to be pushed out is that rhythmic motion, that rhythmic contraction by the muscular heart. And so, the person dies pretty quickly because of ventricular fibrillation, unless you get, you get a defibrillator, the electric shock, the pads that you put on the chest, and then you shock the person. So what exactly causes ventricular fibrillation in this particular case? Well, there's a molecule in black licorice called glyceric acid. This is what gives the licorice its sweet flavor. It's also used in cosmetics. It's a gel-forming emulsifier. Okay, so it kind of gives it that soft, cushy feel. So what glyceric acid does is that it lowers blood potassium levels, and again, that's one of the primary electrolytes for heart conduction. Okay, it helps the heart to repolarize, but we won't talk about what that means yet. So again, keep in mind the conduction of the heart or conduction of the body, is essentially electrolyte movement. Okay, two of the other primary electrolytes are sodium and calcium. Think about a muscle that's cramped up. You're playing basketball for a couple of hours and your calves cramp up. Well, that's because of the electrolyte balance, right? So the electrolytes in your body are what maintain or what keep the body, the nervous system working properly. Likewise in the heart as well. So the low potassium will cause erratic heartbeats and eventual death, as we mentioned. So it causes a flutter and eventually breakdown of the entire system for the heart. Now, to be fair also with this story, if you read the whole article, this guy was incredibly unhealthy. I mean, he smoked, he didn't exercise, he was basically a couch potato, and his diet mainly consisted of black licorice, a pack of black licorice. And so that was what eventually pushed him over the edge. So, just eating beans, avocados, or beets, those are the top 3 foods that have potassium. Typically if I were to ask you what fruit do you need to eat to maintain potassium levels in the body, people think bananas. Bananas is actually, if you look at the top 10 list of foods with potassium, and I actually learned this a couple of days ago because of my wife, but bananas is like number 9. Okay, so beans, avocados, and beets, if you're eating that on a daily basis or every other day or so, you're going to be fine. So the glyceric acid will typically get eliminated by the bile or the urine, but it can still be found in the system 14 hours after the fact. So next time you go to the grocery store and you're looking for your candy, especially with Halloween coming up, keep in mind, too much black licorice can kill you guys. So in any case, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and I'll catch you on the next one.